In Fox 5 Health News, is a common cat parasite to blame for explosive anger in humans?
All right, joining us now, Dr. Doris Day, Clinical Associate Professor at NYU Medical Center. Doctor, thanks for being here. This is kind of interesting. And, you know, when you think about it, you hear about how toxic, bat waste would be and things like that. So why would a cat be any different being in close proximity to this?
Well, it is a problem. When you think of toxoplasmosis, you really think of pregnant women and cats and cat litter, and we tell pregnant women not to touch cat litter or change the cat litter because that can cause an infection that could get through to the fetus and affect the central nervous system or the brain of the unborn child. But now researchers have observed for a long time that there's a connection between toxoplasmosis and certain psychiatric conditions. And there's one in particular called intermittent explosive disorder, IED. And this is a disorder where people react inappropriately to unimportant situations. You could think of road rage or just a small situation, and they can physically or verbally react completely inappropriately. And they noticed that when they looked at three groups, a group that had this IED disorder, the psychiatric disorder, a group that had other psychiatric disorders, or ones who didn't as a control group, the highest percentage of people who also had toxoplasmosis in their blood that they could measure were in that group. So 22% of people with that disorder had toxoplasmosis measurable in their blood, only 9% of the control group.
So what do you think came first, the cat or the rage? What's your thoughts?
That's a question. So we know that it can cause inflammation of the brain, and we know that this is a condition that by doing that can cause certain disorders, even bipolar disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, but these are just associations. Now we have to see if we can measure it in the brain. We have to see if by treating it we can make a difference. And sometimes if that condition has caused enough inflammation, treating it, you have to treat it separately than just treating the infection. So treating the infection may not cure the problem. You may also need to do the other treatments, whether it's speaking with your psychiatrist or being on other medications to control for those other conditions.
So it can be a lot to unravel, basically.
But it may help with people in the future of treating earlier or just being more careful
as a risk factor,
cat litter.
Sure. Right. Gotcha.
Oh, wow. Yeah, and an online quiz could help predict your risk of skin cancer. But how reliable is that quiz,
Yeah, it's actually a good quiz. This was developed by health experts in Australia. And we think of Australia, we think of Hugh Jackman as a spokesperson for
someone who
constantly
has these things cut off his nose,
basal cell. So they have great sun, lots of exposure, high rates of skin cancer, and they've been working really hard to bring those rates down. So researchers there they looked at over 39,000 patients' data from these patients aged 40 to 70. And what they did was came up with 10 questions like, what's your ethnicity? What's your skin type? How easily do you tan? How old are you? You male or female? How many skin cancers or sunspots have you had removed? How well do you tan? Whether or not you smoke. All those things can affect your risk of developing a non-melanoma skin cancer in the next 3 years. And all that means is that if you're at higher risk, be more on guard, see your dermatologist more often, and they're very careful to say that this doesn't replace the need to see a dermatologist,
Right, of course.
But that if you're at higher risk, go sooner, don't sit with it. Because while those are not so life-threatening, they can be very disruptive to your skin, and they can be disfiguring.
At the very least, there's something that now we can do at home to sort of, screen for this in some small way.
Yeah, because non-melanoma skin cancers, basal cell is the most common cancer. So it's not just the most common skin cancer, it's the most common cancer. So this is something that can happen typically where the sun shines. Chronic sun exposure is a problem. Sun tanning in a tanning salon is a problem. But if you don't know how to recognize it, and it's not typically brown spots, these can be red, they can be ulcerated in the middle. Some people mistake them for pimples. I mean, these can be pretty nonspecific. So knowing what to look for, seeing your dermatologist, knowing whether you're at higher risk, all these things can make a really big difference.
Gotcha.
Thank
All right,
you, Dr.
Day, we appreciate it. Thank you, Audrey. Much cooler.